Africa makes a semi-final or with buzzing.
He was the first nigga.
No!
Said man, away from the games, there's a
I'm
game.
a real hater like that.
You guys are gonna ride Messi there, but like guys, the man can only do so much.
Yo, my brothers, my sisters, and my ballers, welcome back to another match day of What's Football Without Fans with your favorite social football analyst, Tsepiso Pizzi, aka Tebzoro. To the ballers passing by, I hope you like what you see because I surely like what I do. And make sure to join the returning ballers who continue to show me gang love and appreciation by liking, commenting, as well as to subscribe. Another season for Chelsea, kicking it off with the new manager once again. But before I get there, let me introduce my co-hosts, if I may call them that, rather than my guests. Across from me, we have Monty. How are you feeling today?
Feeling good. Not to talk about Chelsea, but just generally to see the boys, and yeah. That was good introduction, by the way.
Shout out.
Thanks
Thanks for that. And then Moby is back wearing a different national team jersey as you had seen him the last time. You know, Unjan Buff.
He's a lover of football. He's just a lover of football.
Football, bro. Yeah. So after yesterday's game, I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling a bit humbled. But outside of that, I'm good.
We saw where the gap is with this video being recorded on the 4th of August. Early hours or late hours, whatever you may call it. City humbled us and truly showed how big the gap is between us and the top. But let's shine the light on our new manager who's a descendant or a disciple of Pep Guardiola. How do you feel about him off of the few preseason games we've seen? From my end, I only saw the second half versus Wrexham and I watched the Celtic and Man City game. I did not see the win against Club America. What are your opinions on him?
So Club America game was good. Given Club America actually are in season. True. It's strange. I don't know what's going on there because they're in season, then they played us. And
I think they've played 4 games.
They've already played 4 games, yeah. So that was good. That was encouraging because they have to be match fit, if I can put it like that.
Sharp.
Chelsea
Similar
played,
to Celtic, since they start in Europe early, actually. They're closer to match fit.
So Chelsea were good in that game. I think we've been poor in preseason in general, but that game was good. City humbled us. Kukurea made a song and he spoke about Holland in the song and Holland scored a hat-trick. Just showing him what's to come on opening day when him himself is going to be playing. Kukurea himself is coming back. Holland said, "Come, I'm waiting for you." And 2 goals are coming from Kukurea's side. I'm telling you. City opening day, we're going to concede 2 from Kukurea's side.
A penalty from him.
He's probably gonna give away a penalty. Who's playing for City that's on that wing, on Kukurea's wing?
Bernardo, maybe. It's Bob currently in the preseason.
This Oscar boy, he's looking good. He's looking good. They might actually involve him. But
We saw work they may put him. Against Chelsea, teams do weird stuff,
Don't respect
bro.
us.
Yeah.
Don't respect us.
Yeah.
The build-up play
So
killed
for me,
us.
Yeah.
The build-up play killed us last night. We saw segments of it also killing us against Celtic. If ever there's a time to make these errors, it's probably now. But how do you feel around it?
So what I'll say is that because it's preseason, I feel like there's certain risks that we're gonna take that you're not gonna see in season. So for example, if I look at the goal that was scored by Celtic, I think it was their 4th goal, where Badiashile gets the ball from Sanchez, and then he was trying to
on
play
the
it
line of the
across,
box.
and then he basically played a through ball as an assist.
That's a
basically.
childhood error. You
Yeah,
tell an
and
under 7 player never to pass
Exactly.
across goal.
So I think that type of goal you're not seeing in season.
Really? From
No.
this Chelsea defense?
If in that type of situation, I think Sanchez hits it long because they're just so close.
I really hope. 'Cause
I don't think
he's a ball-playing goalkeeper, apparently. Apparently, in Sanchez, we have a ball-playing goalkeeper. And for me, he's not a ball-playing goalkeeper. It's a disgrace to ball-playing goalkeepers if Sanchez is a ball-playing goalkeeper.
Outside of Edison, who else is like an elite? Okay, outside of Edison and Diogo Costa, who else is like an elite?
You can keep it there. You don't have to
Neuer
add.
and Ter Stegen.
You don't have to add anyone.
yeah,
You
Ter
can,
Stegen,
you
Ter
can stop.
Stegen.
You don't have to add anyone. It's okay if that's it. You can stop. You don't have to say, okay, then
But
Sanchez.
I'm just saying that there's very few other guys that we can get for like
And-
affordable.
100%. And it's the norm. You have to have a ball-playing goalkeeper, right? David De Gea is unemployed. Because he can't play with his feet.
Yeah,
But
he's a good shot stopper, reflex
I'd
saves.
take
but,
David De Gea.
No, he's better than all our keepers,
I'd
you
take
know.
David. We've got 2 second-choice keepers fighting for a number 1 spot at Chelsea Football Club. These are 2 bench keepers. Both of them are
Including
bench
the new
keepers.
keeper that we've signed in.
So let's
Philippe
give him a
Jorgensen.
chance. Let's see what he's about.
Kepa's still around.
It's not funny.
It's a circus.
I'd bring him back.
Kepa.
I promise you, I'd bring him back
Yeah,
over
okay,
these
yeah.
people.
Monty, what are you on, bro?
Guys, I'd bring Kepa back over these people.
It's this thing that he's drinking. There's no way.
Forget Tagir, man, Tagir,
There's
nah, nah,
no
nah,
way,
nah.
bro.
I would bring. I'm saying with my chest, I'd have Kepa over these people.
Look, against Celtic, in terms of chance creation, we're quite good. You know, Kuku and Madueke have been our shining lights from preseason. And then Guy has also done his part, I,
really like
may
that
say.
kid. I like him a lot.
And then
yeah.
against Man City, build-up play and holding the ball, we were good in that part, not necessarily in chance creation. So there is hope that I get for us on the ball. It's just being able to adjust to that high line. Like you said, the mistakes. A lot of the goals yesterday were mistakes. Caicedo not being able to play it back. Haaland
But
punishes
we've
us
seen
again.
that even in
Gusto's
season.
reaction
We've seen
time
Caicedo do that in
was
season.
poor.
We've seen Padiashil, Tisasi, and this combination of the back. They do this even in season.
Caicedo was the first
They
half of
do
the season.
this. Yeah, he really did improve. Let's give credit where it's true. But we've seen this in season. So this narrative that it's only happened preseason, let's iron out the mistakes. No, we've seen it in season from these
Sure.
players. They do it in season. They're gonna do it. We'll be back here.
I think the hope is that
we'll
it's
be
a new
back
manager.
here. We'll
yeah,
be
but
back here. So
That's what changes the narrative around
we've
it.
got
For me, what frustrates me, right? They keep telling us about certain players not being suitable for Maresca ball. Right? But then I'm looking at the mistakes of some of these guys, like Badiashile, as we've been saying. Badiashile is not only preseason. Badiashile has been giving us disaster classes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what he does.
This is what he
And
does.
I'm looking at someone like Trevor Chalobah, and I'm saying some of these mistakes that Badiashile is making, Trevor's not making them.
You
what I
know,
mean? So if we're going for this Maresca ball and we've got these incompetent players, I don't
so
know.
Maresca ball, just to be clear, is to build from the
Possession
back.
football,
so
build
so we
from the
pass it out
back.
from the back.
yeah.
Build from me.
Too many centre backs that are uncomfortable
We're
with the
gonna
ball.
be laughing
That's the
this season.
issue. That's the issue.
Too many centre backs that are uncomfortable with
With
the
us
ball.
speaking about Chalobah being left out of the Chelsea American squad, you know, a home graduate, if we may call him that, Chelsea player through the academy. What do you feel the energy is from the board against these players as we're seeing a similarity happening with Conor Gallagher, even though 2 contracts have been offered to him and he's rejected them both?
So Gallagher rejected 1.5 years.
Two.
2 years with an
With
option,
an option,
for an
yeah.
extra.
He
so 3
rejected
years,
that.
basically.
And a second contract
And
offer
he was
was
going
also
to be getting
rejected.
140k, which is around the same as Enzo and Caicedo and all the other guys. But he
Okay.
wanted more security from what
Yeah,
I've been reading.
correct.
He wants a
Yeah, he
longer,
probably wants.
yeah.
Gallagher is out of his mind. That's probably what.
He's worth.
That's probably the best. That should flatter him.
Okay, not flatter. But
3
it's-
years
it's-
and 140k. What else does he? What does he want? What does he want?
Honestly, let's look at it. What does he want? Seeing the way he plays versus what we have and the coach that
He
we're
wants these
under.
7-year contracts that boy Enzo have.
Yeah, probably.
No, unfortunately. So
I feel like it's the same situation with like Mason Mount in the sense that it's also a feeling of
but
respect
exactly, of
after
premier,
how
exactly.
much I've contributed.
exactly.
Because last season, obviously, he gave us what, like 5 goals, 9 assists, which is decent for someone who's like more of a box to box.
who does the dirty work?
Yeah, outside of the numbers in terms of goals and assists, if you also look at his rating for the season, I think it was like something like 7.18, which is very
It's
good.
a decent rating.
So his pressing from the front, especially if we're
which
going to
is
be playing,
probably his biggest asset, which annoys me with
the
the
pressing.
midfielder who's not our DM when your biggest asset is you off the ball rather than you on the ball.
on the ball. Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie, I get frustrated with him in the half spaces. The boy just doesn't know how to turn.
Yeah.
Turn
He's
and
really
play.
frustrated. He's
Yeah.
really
He's
frustrating.
rigid.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
a
yeah.
typical English player.
Yeah, in the half spaces. But then at the same time, I look at it and I say, you can clearly see when he's not there. Like the game versus City, for example. The reason this preseason we're a step behind most of the teams. Like when we press, it's like they've already
We're not
passed
cohesive.
the ball, and then there's gaps. You know what I mean?
Celtic literally outplayed
They
us.
outplayed us, bro. And I feel like that's where Connor comes in. He closes those sort of gaps.
And Mount
You see
was
what I mean?
also strong at
and
that
that was
as
Mount.
well.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a similar situation where they're looking at it and they say, I
see
feel
my-
I'm not getting
you don't see my contribution,
Because
yeah.
Reece James after the Champions League and whatnot, they slapped 180k a week.
Yeah.
Literally.
It might even be 200 if I'm not mistaken. But Reece is
Yeah,
earning
long
good cash,
contract.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
they gave him his 7 years, and obviously Cobham
Cup
boy and what.
captain
Yeah,
as
so
well under Poch.
so for me,
And
I'm
so injury prone. Yeah, probably you look at it if you
you
Conor
see,
Gallagher and like
exactly it's these type of things, and you're like, this guy, he's played 30% of the games. I've played 80% of
I'm
the games.
always there, yeah.
But then I'm not getting the same type of recognition.
So
got
let's
you.
step into the elephant in the room, which has to be addressed.
Enzo.
He's back. Had a few minutes yesterday. Missed open goal.
Oh yeah,
With
the
the
long
keep-
one.
with the lob.
The keeper out. Yeah.
Ortega with the big mistake. Enzo Fernandez, we've tried to clean up internally. Shout out to Wesley Fofana for speaking out before the man cave was like, hey, I don't care about this rubbish. I don't like what the boy did. But yeah, Enzo Fernandez, I assume that question is still going to come up in the Friday press conference before the City game.
They're gonna
But all
definitely ask-
around, how do you feel it will affect the squad currently and moving forward to our first game?
So you know what I think about this whole situation? Fofana, so I mean the club has to keep running. The club is going to continue with or without you, ne? Whoever you are.
True.
And if we have to leave someone behind between Enzo and Fofana, it pains me to say,
We know it's an obvious choice.
you leave Fofana behind.
But
So
the thing is, it's not only for fun though.
yeah, it's
That's
not
what we
Well,
always.
there's like obviously the
Because
other,
Disasi,
the
there's
other
Gusto.
French,
There was
the
also
other
Gusto
French
big.
contingent just
Gusto's
unfollowed
big,
him.
especially with the fans.
Gusto's big.
Especially with the
Yeah.
fans.
So
he has
if-
a big fan base.
Disasi
Look, with
will
the
drop-
French, with the French contingency,
Disasi staying. Disasi will dropping him.
all they
He's
did
not
is just
going in.
unfollow him. But Wesley Fofana spoke
Oh,
out.
that's so
Yeah.
he looked
So
like he
that's
was
why we
He's the
taking
highlighted.
the
leader
bull by
of
the
the whole
horns.
thing.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
I'm doing this.
Yeah.
So the club, obviously, big money signing, and the boy is talented, right? Enzo.
True.
You move forward with Enzo. It's tough because we see this everywhere, not just in football. You really.
It was
literally-
racism, pure and simple.
Basically,
If it was a fan,
let me-
the
let me-
fan would have been given a stadium ban for life.
Exactly. It was
Real
racism.
shit, but for your thing, it's the truth.
It was racism, but I liked what Loisy said outside. You know, there's banter. Ne? They were drunk. These players. They must have been on some. I mean, they just want the
You just thought, yeah, you drinking.
Coming off the French, beating the French in the final of the World Cup, we saw how heated it got between France and Argentina in the Olympics on
Olympics, yeah.
Friday
Olympics,
night.
imagine.
You know, Thierry Henry also
Look, if
voicing
it's
out
a
his
song,
opinion.
can you just sing a song? If it's a banter song, so if we've got a banter
A
song for
lot of
college,
banter
there's
songs.
just a
bro.
song. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
Not in
It's-
2024, unfortunately.
So if it's just a song, like it's been there for years, like I don't necessarily want to educate myself what it means or what it could mean to who I'm saying it to. It's a song that's existed.
Yeah, it's
And
banter,
and we
bro,
sing
like-
it. Yeah, it's been a banter song for 50 years, and we sing it now. The problem is obviously now that the world's sensitive. You can't just.
If-
you need to- what are you actually saying? We need to change the
You
words
touch
now.
me, it's a problem. You know?
It's really a tough one. But look. I don't want. We need Enzo, guys. We need Enzo, man.
Can I be a villain? I want to be a villain here. For me, I think in terms of what we need within the team, I feel like at the moment we need Fofana more than Enzo. That's me. Let me explain why. Right? For the football,
I love it. I love this, yeah.
Let me explain. So for the football that we're looking to play, because we're pressing up high, we need defenders that are dynamic and can recover in terms of pace.
And can play with the ball.
The only guy who, at the moment, I feel is going to be that guy is going to be Fofana. Well, the two guys, sorry, is going to be Fofana and Levi Cole, right? Whereas with Enzo, in this system, we've got someone who can cover his spot and we're not going to miss him as much. Number one, last season when Dewsbury Hall.
Yes.
Hall in
Who's
this
worked
preseason
under
has
the
been
manager,
playing well.
yeah.
He's worked under the manager. Output from last season, we championship was dope, and championship has improved in terms of quality.
The
So
intensity
we
as well,
know
yeah.
that this can be done in the Premier League as well, right? So you've got Dewsbury Hall, and then as I was saying, Enzo, when he had to go for the operation, when he was having issues with the hernia injury and whatnot, when he left and it was just Connor and Caicedo, we started to look proper in the midfield in terms of the
It
stability.
pains me to say, but that's the truth.
And
when
so-
Enzo
Yeah.
actually wasn't playing,
Yeah.
ne?
The
we
last 5
started to
games,
look
bro.
better. I'm a huge
After
Enzo
Aston
fan,
Villa.
but yeah.
So is it this thing that Enzo holds the ball? But when Enzo gets the ball, he holds it and
for me, I think it's more of a ground coverage thing. So
Okay,
so something
okay,
a little
okay.
similar to Jorginho, like the frustrations. Because
Yeah.
I know with you we used to talk about this a lot.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
With Jorginho, when you're having to stretch the game. He struggles because the ground coverage is just not there.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if there's players close to him, because obviously technically
Quick
he's
one
so
touch,
good,
yeah.
one touch, ball
Around the
control,
corner,
he can
yeah.
play. So with Enzo, for me, I'm saying when he's playing the box to box, personally, I prefer him in that sort of regista role. I know most people are saying he's more than that. He can play box to box. But for me, I prefer when he's pinging the ball out.
Like
Me
there's
as well,
still,
me as well,
there's
me as
still
well,
a lot of
yeah, yeah,
question
yeah.
marks around him and, overhyped,
The box to box for
overrated.
me,
Like, not. Last thing I'm doing is comparing him to Pogba. But in saying that, we have not pinned down Enzo's best
Position,
role.
yeah.
In a similar way, we weren't able to pin down Pogba's best role at Man United. Well,
United.
people were not able to pin down Pogba's best role at Man United. With us highlighting an individual like Enzo, let's speak with the brighter individuals. Mudueke and Nkunku preseason. Mudueke's finish to last season. How are we feeling going into this season with those two
I love
attacking
it, man. He's
threats?
maturing into what we need him to be. He's getting arrogant. It's good, like a good kind of arrogance. He wants the ball. It's what we need on the wing. And then Nkunku's just class. We know Nkunku's gonna be the guy. He's
As long as injuries stay away.
Yeah.
injury free, he's gonna be between him and Cole Palmer. So we're playing with sort of two inverted tens. Cole Palmer's gonna come off the right and Nkunku's gonna come off the left, or how's this gonna work?
There's still so many question
This-
marks
yeah.
because in attack we have a 4-4-2 setup in a way, with the 4-4-2 being the strikers one behind the other. We've seen Kuku as the second striker
Nkunku
coming to
and
Gui.
Yeah. This is kind of like
Madueke has
diagonal.
Noni has yes.
Yeah.
Madueke has operated a lot on the right.
Yeah, he keeps the
Mudryk
width.
Yeah, he
and
keeps
Mudryk
like he
and
really
Sterling
stretches
on the
it. I'm
left,
under this
you
guy,
know.
like he really
So
stretches it. Yeah.
There's a lot of interchangeability and flexibility in attack, but the best representation we've seen in most of our games and for the biggest part of our games has been an attacking 4-4-2, if I may call it that.
Yeah.
When Palmer comes back, what ends up happening? It's a question mark.
And once again, this is why I'm saying, for me, I see Fofana as being more important for the system than Enzo at the moment. Part of it is that I'm thinking to myself that with how Madueke is performing at the moment, you have to play him.
He
You
has to
you
start
have
on day one against Man City.
And my chance is that I'm looking at Cole Palmer and I'm saying, for me, the best games that he played is when he's more inverted, where he's more connected to the game.
That inverted 10, yeah.
Exactly. And so once again, it then brings about a situation where you're saying potentially you've got Cole Palmer in that sort of right center mid, right attacking mid.
Like
type of
Odegaard
role.
in a
that type
similar
of vibe,
way.
like
Exactly,
that
yeah.
Odegaard type of vibe. And then maybe you've got your Lavia and Caicedo. And then you look at it and then you say to yourself, well then Enzo,
Okay, so you've counted
because I need Palmer in
Lavia,
there.
Caicedo,
Lavia as well,
Palmer,
man. There's Lavia
Noni.
as well.
ne?
Yeah.
Who are the last two?
Because for me, I'm saying, okay, so it has to be Noni on the right wing, Cole Palmer,
Palmer inside,
Lavia,
Caicedo,
Caicedo.
left and up front.
and then
Nkunku takes one position.
Sorry, do that again.
so because it's a triangular three, right, in the midfield. So I've got Lavia as my sort of anchor, so
Yeah,
that
as
true
the anchor,
many
yeah.
type of role.
Yeah.
And then you've got Caicedo as your box to box, how we use Ducante,
Yeah.
sort of like our Mikel Essien.
Okay.
And then you've got Cole
So
Palmer.
interesting, they're playing together. So Lavia and Caicedo play.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not a flat two, as
But
I'm
it's not a
saying.
flat two.
I want Caicedo more as a box to box.
Okay.
And then
he does
Lavia as
have
the anchor.
He has legs.
Yeah,
Ramirez, if you
Yeah.
remember Ramirez,
Yeah.
that's who I think
Caicedo.
he could become like that.
Okay.
And then you've got Palmer as more of just offensive
Yeah.
responsibility, right?
Yeah.
And then, so this is where for me it becomes a bit hard because I'm saying I would like to see Nkunku as like an inverting sort of.
No, so you can't hug.
That's what I'm saying. I want him inverting.
He
can't
can't
hug,
hug the
Because
touchline.
I want
be
Jackson
inverted,
to
yeah.
play.
Yeah.
I want Jackson to play. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like
It's gonna be hard.
his overall game is just so good
It offers
that I
a lot
feel,
for us, eh?
that I feel that if he gets confidence in front of goal, he's gonna be one of the more unstoppable guys. I keep saying I see flashes of Anelka in terms of the ball control, the ability to turn under pressure. The guy makes fools of guys like Diaz, elite centre backs, and he'll turn them like it's nothing. He'll run at them.
He works Konate.
He works,
against
exactly.
Liverpool,
That
yeah.
first game, he's running circles around these guys. Hold up play, he's got the height, he's got the techers,
Physicality.
he's got everything, bro.
Yeah.
Just the finishing. And I'm saying the finishing is going to come with confidence.
It's finishing and the link-up play where he lacks. But yeah,
The
if you
link-up
have
play,
those...
I like
Look
if
up
you
play is
have-
not that bad. It's
I like
not
the
that
play.
bad.
Remember the ball, off the ball, yes.
Think
With
of the goal.
no.
Remember the goal that Cole Palmer scored for against Everton?
The goal
Will
of the
Jackson
season. I
kind of
think was the
hat-trick,
goal.
the hat-trick
I think the
game.
goal of the season.
Yeah,
The-
and that's what I'm
hat-trick
saying. With
game,
that
yeah.
link-up play with Jackson, though. And then go back to...
That was link up play. Yeah, the one where he nutmegs.
he
The
kind of
nutmegs, the man.
slid,
Yeah.
and then he hit it with his left. And then go back to Mudryk's goal in pre-season where he kind of
Last
flicked it.
season.
remember. Yeah.
And
Where we
even,
got
even during the
excited.
season, there were times
That's when we were very excited
Yeah.
about Chelsea. I remember, it looks
Yes,
scary.
in that game
yeah.
we beat Brighton 4-3.
Yeah, it was like 4-3,
We
yeah.
were
Yeah,
leading
yeah.
4-1 and then silly goals.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
So for me, I'm saying Jackson,
really
I
scary,
want
yo.
him
Yeah.
to develop. Like, I want us to get through the frustrating patches of his career because I feel like what is going to be on the other side of it is going to be crazy.
So you see, with Jackson, I feel better than with Mudryk. With all this that you say, the patience and everything, with Jackson, I feel a bit better than with Mudryk. I don't know why, where it comes from.
But can you just highlight what you said off
So off
camera?
air, so
on
maybe people don't
Mudryk,
know.
Which honestly, I've always said,
No, it's not a
Away-
controversial take. A lot of
Awa-
people agree with it. It's not like you're saying something crazy.
I'll
yeah.
be honest, it is controversial, but there's
It-
sense
it
to
is, it is.
It's an unpopular opinion.
The thing is,
to
I
put
feel
it
like-
better,
yeah,
you know.
as
And
fans-
I've always said, like with Mudryk, there's an ability and a ceiling that we just need to work him to reach, which allows me to have patience with him until 2026. But in the manner that you brought it in, just lay it up on camera.
So what I was saying is that, like, for me, when I look at Mudryk, I get a very similar vibe to what I was seeing with Salah back in 2014 after we signed him from, I think it was FC Basel.
Yes.
So you can see that in terms of like that close control, that explosive speed, it's second to none. Like, there's very few players which I look at and I say they're the same as Mudryk on days when he's balling out. Like, on days when he's confident and he's having his best game, he is one of the most unstoppable wingers for me, right? And I say, in terms of stylistically, I see a bit of Salah in him. But in the same way, it's the mental side that if you watch like some of the YouTube videos or documentaries where they're talking to like some of the Chelsea legends, you hear guys like John Terry, and he'll say that Salah in training, he would just take everyone on. And then you're asking yourself, you're saying, why not do this when it's game day?
And Mudryk's training videos are
And
crazy,
that's the thing. When you look at his shooting technique, even when he gets to take like some free kicks, that type of thing, the technique is there, the pace is there, the close control.
So
is
the eye test.
It's
Mudryk's eye test is he looks.
It's the
he
mental.
looks the part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
He
And
walks
I'm
and,
saying-
talks. Even the way he puts on his kit, man. Like something small. Mudryk looks the part.
He's the guy.
He's
but
got
the-
that swagger.
He passes the eye test.
Yes.
but the mentals, so he's not confident, and I'm saying that's going to come with time. I feel
Similar
like
scenario to Vinny first two
Yeah.
seasons potentially
at the moment,
Madrid.
it looks like he feels like he doesn't fully belong. He's still questioning himself a lot. When he plays, everything he's doing is pre-planned. It's not instinctive.
Man, you've put it into words so well. When I watch Mudryk, now, he planned this before he got to this defender. It was his mind was already, I'm gonna
do a body feint
and,
and
and
then
that
try-
doesn't work, right?
Yeah,
because
defender
defenders
reads it
are
and then
different.
just puts his body in front of the.
I
But
agree
if-
with that so much. Yeah.
If he's reacting in
If
the
he's more
moment,
reactive,
and the defender
yeah,
sells himself,
yeah,
and then
then
he
he
reacts
goes,
again,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
so explosive. There's no catching him.
And that comes back to confidence. If you're
Yes.
confident,
When you stop questioning
you come,
yourself
you don't
and
know
you
how to.
allow
I'm not
yourself to
scared.
just
I'm
play
not
the
scared
game.
of you. Come mock me. I don't give a shit. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll
Now, if
finish
this
him.
thing of telegraphing, I need to make sure I pass that defender because if okay, what move are you gonna do? Yeah, step over right. Yeah.
I mean, I think
I agree with you. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So with this nearing full time, first three fixtures, City at home, Wolves away, and Palace at home before the international break.
4 points. Lose, win, draw.
6 points.
We lose to City.
Lose, draw, win is my prediction.
Lose, draw, win. Yeah. We lose to City. We draw to Wolves.
Why are
away.
you drawing with Wolves,
We
guys?
beat because Wolves away is a tough. And your team's
Aye,
not
come
good.
Wolves under Gary O'Neill last
Aye,
season
come on,
were
guys.
good. They have a good. I think they face Arsenal day one,
gonna
which
beat
is a
them.
good test for them at the Emirates. Like, I'm just so unsure about us, you know?
It's more us. It's more us than them.
even,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going off the games that we played against Wolves, right? If you look at those games, as much as they beat us, we shot ourselves on the foot.
Yeah, we tend to do well. play
Sterling
well.
had that one.
Like
We were
at,
supposed
the,
to pass.
at the Molyneux,
Remember, games.
We were supposed to pass,
Goals
yeah.
change games. Goals change games.
Yeah.
If you score, if you
Sterling
score
scored,
first
yeah.
and you score
I
second,
remember when Sterling didn't pass, he should have.
like I hear both sides of like, I'm agreeing with you guys. At the Molyneux, we shot ourselves in the foot heavily. At Stamford Bridge, we took the lead through Cole Palmer. Caicedo mistake
yeah.
killed us. And then second half, look, we go into the break 1-1. I can't really, or it might have been 2-1. I think Cunha might have scored just before the
yeah, I
break.
think it was, yeah.
But like, I can't. In the second game, I feel like yes, there was a moment where we shot ourselves in the foot to concede a goal,
And that's what I'm
but
saying.
Wolves
Goals change
hammered
games.
us.
But goals change games.
Like Wolves, that was actually one of our worst defeats last season.
but-
Wolves at Stamford Bridge,
It's
the
a-
4-2 loss.
But remember this, it does affect you mentally. And we know we've got a lot of youngsters at Chelsea. And
Which
they're
hurt us last
naive.
season.
And that's what I'm saying, that goals change games. So if someone like Caicedo is going to give away that type of goal, it's going to affect him for the rest of the game. You know what I mean? Because he's
Affected
going to be
Disasi,
thinking about that.
the next
exactly.
player, on
and
and
then
on.
there's also the pressure of we trying to get into European football. So for them, with Wolves, in terms of the way that they're playing, they're more free. You know what I mean? Whereas with us, the pressure, it's extra pressure.
Yes.
Now, it's the beginning of the season right now. There's not as much pressure, which is why I'm saying we should beat Wolves. We should beat Crystal Palace.
Now, Crystal Palace will beat
And
that.
there's no Elise anymore.
That's
You
daily
gotta
bread.
beat those
Crystal
guys.
Palace, they know, yeah.
And
But
then,
he says he's gonna, he
Nah,
says
it's
he's
gonna
gonna
beat us.
give it.
and then where do we finish this season? Are we making the Champions League?
I know Monty's gonna say no, but I think we can.
Can I be honest with you, Nick? I say go, like even before the preseason started, I said yes, and my target was number 3.
4.
In saying my target was number 3, I was before preseason, as in like we can't reach Man City, we can't reach Arsenal yet.
I think
Liverpool under a
I
new
think they're
manager, I
ahead of
feel
us.
like we could.
I've watched them in preseason. I like how Liverpool.
Chief,
I think
Liverpool are still a threat.
That's
for
what I'm saying.
Arsenal and Man City. So like
Yeah.
as you're saying right now, our target is 4.
Yeah, for me, I'm saying we can bag 4th because number 1, already United. I'm happy about the fact that I'm not happy, but I am.
No,
happy
you are happy.
about the fact that Uleni Yoro is
So
already out.
injuries, yeah.
Moylan is only coming
It's
off
already going to
international
mess up the
break.
chemistry a bit
Yeah.
because now they're going to be a step behind because these are starters for them. And then I'm looking at Tottenham. Tottenham's Tottenham.
Tottenham, we're going to Tottenham.
Who else?
Aston Villa won't hit the same heights as we saw with
I
Newcastle.
think Champions League is going to catch up to them. Yeah,
Yes.
they're playing multiple
Yes.
competitions.
Which
It's
they
good.
did last
Yeah.
season, but
they
it
don't
will
have that
catch
type
up,
of depth.
yeah. Monty, why do you say no?
Chelsea.
Pessimist.
So again, the idea of watching Chelsea is a great, I love the
The
idea.
spectacle as a neutral.
The idea, even as a Chelsea fan, so the idea new Premier League, new season, new kids broadcasting Chelsea. Then the lights come on.
Exciting.
Then Chelsea actually start playing.
Ne?
And then they're still the
present.
same, bro. They're still the same. They're going to lose games. But look, Man United haven't changed just as much as we haven't changed. I got a glimpse of them last night against Liverpool. They haven't changed just as much. So I think it's a race for 4th
Yeah.
with them. If we can keep, as we're talking of, if we can keep Kunku fit, if we can keep Reece James fit, I think we are a better team than Manchester. Than Manchester. So it's between us and United, right? What guys? Spurs as well. Are we right?
I wouldn't count out Spurs for 4th position.
Personally, United, gents. Maybe it's because I hate that team so much.
Like we all do.
Yeah, but United, I feel like they're going to have an up and down season. again.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Spurs, I think if Ange gets his right players, I think they can do something because,
But
I
okay, no,
rate
let
him
me
as
say
a
4th.
coach.
Let me be positive. 4th. Now we'll
yeah,
come
4th.
We'll
You
come
should.
fourth.
But as I'm saying, the most important thing, Kunku stays fit, Reece James fit, and then Cole Palmer continues to be Cole Palmer. We can easily get 4th.
The 18th of August couldn't come any sooner. We wait for that day to open the Premier League season against the champions at Stamford Bridge. Thanks for checking out this match day, my ballers. Thanks to my co-guests. Now, I feel like I've switched names from co-hosts, guests, whatever it may be. Ngobi and Monty. Continue to like, share, comment, as well as to subscribe. And until next time, live long.